Welcome to another episode of the Kingdom Housing Podcast, where we interview real people making a real difference in their cities. Kendra, welcome to the Kingdom Housing Podcast. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you today?
Doing fantastic. Appreciate you hopping in. You've been making a lot of momentum in the independent living space, so excited to dive into that today. Before we get into that, can you tell the people kind of what you were doing before you opened up your first independent living home?
Yeah, I have a home care agency here in Connecticut, and I help elderly people. And I noticed that there was a need for housing for them, so I figured I could connect to the bridge
That's awesome. What made you want to open up a home care agency?
because I was a CNA for a long time.
Nice. We went from CNA. I interviewed somebody else in the past. She talked about how she went from CNA to CEO. So
Yeah.
you kind of went on that same journey. Okay. And so
Mhm.
you how long were you doing the home care agency before you opened up your first independent living home?
2 years.
2 years. Nice. And then let's talk about the independent living home now. How's that process been going for you? How many homes are you up to now?
I have 3 homes
Let's go. And when did you open up the first one?
in August.
Okay, so
Well,
August.
I got it in August and I opened it in September.
Let's go. So it's only been a month because it's October right now.
Hmm.
You've been
Yep, and I
moving
have
quick,
three.
moving
Yes.
quick. So let's break down each step of the process. So, what made you want to open up an independent living home in the first place?
Because I was homeless before,
Mm,
and I was homeless in the heart of the winter, and it was really, really cold outside, and I was a little girl. And I remember the shelter, they always used to kick us out in the morning,
mm.
and we would have nowhere to go. We would just be on the streets for hours until the shelter would let us back in. And I never forget that, and it's always something that stuck with me. So when I got the opportunity to do something to help the homeless people, I did it. Thanks to you. Yeah.
You put in all the work. I just provide the guidance, but that's beautiful. So one of the reasons why I got started in this business was I was training people at a downtown park here in Tampa, Florida,
Mhm.
and I would see people who were released from different shelters, and I started having conversations with them, and I was like, man, these are good people that just fell on tough times. So that's crazy that you went through that experience, and I have to imagine that it allows you to connect to your residents on a deeper level as well because
Mhm.
you've been through what they're going through already. Would you agree?
Yeah,
Right.
and a lot of people are able to relate to me because I've been in their shoes, so people think that I'm easy to talk to. But it can really happen to anyone. Anybody can experience homeless. Just because you have a job today doesn't mean that you're going to have one tomorrow, especially with the way the economy is today. So I'm happy that I can help these people out. In Connecticut, the landlords, they charge like 3 months security deposit,
Mhm.
which makes it impossible for people living month to month, like on SSI. It's really hard for them to save up 3 months' rent when they only get a certain amount of money to last them the whole month. So I'm able to help them out with that.
Thousand
Hmm.
percent. So you made the decision, hey, I'm opening up an independent living home. What did you do next?
I followed you on TikTok for a while and I joined school. I joined the Kingdom.
Kingdom Housing Community. Yep.
Yeah, and I watched all the videos. I took it step by step. I did what you did. First, I started networking in my target area, which was Hartford.
Okay.
And I got like 3 agencies, like you said, and I had people signing up, like filling out the application online, and it was growing so fast. And I couldn't find an apartment in Hartford. And you were even helping me look, and it was just so hard to find an apartment. So I decided to expand my search to another area that's like 30 minutes from Hartford. It's called Waterbury. So I found a landlord who was willing to work with me, and the rent was really cheap. And I took it, and I really learned why you say to market in your area, have 3 agencies, and then get the apartment because it was so hard to fill that apartment. And
Hmm.
but the Hartford apartment I got, I had a waiting list for, so it filled like I opened it up and the next day it was filled.
Nice. Nice. So
But
you ended up finding another one in
in
Hartford where you
Hartford,
originally
yeah.
wanted.
Yep. So I got two in Hartford because I found a landlord who was willing to work with me.
Let's go. Let's go. All right, so
Mhm.
let's go back a little bit and then we'll dive into the property side of things. So you decided you wanted to open up a home, found me on TikTok, joined the Kingdom Housing community, got
Mhm.
the roadmap, and then we recommend marketing first. And you started blowing up from your marketing. A lot of people were filling out your waiting list. You were getting calls. I'm
Mhm.
sure. What was working for you on the marketing side of things? How were you reaching out to these organizations?
Phone calls. Phone
Phone calls.
calls, emails. Sometimes I'll get a response through email, but phone calls, I would constantly call them.
Nice. So phone calls work best for you. Were you like able to connect with the actual case managers or housing directors or coordinators, or were you finding
Mhm.
yourself getting a lot of like administrative assistants and people like that?
I didn't really experience too many gatekeepers. If they did, I would just leave a voicemail and then they would call me back, or I just call them again a few days later.
Nice. Okay. So you did a good job at following up on the phone calls, it sounds like too.
Yep, and I would do what you say, get their email, send them an email. Yeah,
Nice.
that works.
Followed it step by step. Let's go.
Yeah, I just try
Okay.
to get as much as their personal information that I can.
Absolutely. That's the best way to do it. And then so you were feeling good. You were like, "Oh, Terrence, we're getting calls. People are filling out and signing up for the waiting list." And you mentioned you were looking for a place in Hartford, but you also said apartment. Are all of your locations did you open up in apartments or homes?
Yes, their apartments.
Let's
Mhm.
go. I work with some people who open up in apartments as well. How's that experience been for you?
It's been really good. It's been really good. The men in my other unit, they love it. Everyone gets along. I put up divider curtains and I walked in today and they had the divider curtain pushed back and they were just sitting there hanging out with each other like they're friends. Like they really just like each other. Like I thought everybody would just want their own space and just close the curtain, but they really like each other. So I'm happy that everyone's getting along. They're like a big family, the guys.
That's a blessing. That's
Mhm.
awesome. So the first one was in what was the other city other than Hartford again?
Waterbury.
Waterbury.
Mhm.
How did you find that landlord? Was it calling? Was it like where was the property at? Can you walk us through
Calling.
that? Okay.
He posted it on Zillow and I called him.
It was the actual owner that you connected with or
Yes,
a
it was the
manager, listing
owner.
agent? Okay,
Mhm.
perfect. And then gave him a call and was he just instantly like, sure, let's do it? Or
Yeah, he was down.
nice,
Yeah,
nice.
and he was telling me he had other properties. So the funny thing about this landlord that I met, I called him off of a Waterbury listing. And
Mm,
he's like, I have a few properties, just take my number and I'll let you know when I have something. So we kept in contact, and now I'm wishing I never even went with the first landlord because his properties are so much better.
wow.
But
It's okay.
and I got two properties from the same landlord.
Nice. For number two and number three, right?
Yes.
Nice. So the first one in Waterbury, you mentioned you were struggling to get it filled at first, and maybe it was a little slower because you hadn't done marketing there, right? All your
Right.
marketing and your leads were in Hartford.
Yeah.
What
And
did
then
you?
I had opened it up and I couldn't market because I was too busy like trying to furnish it.
Mm,
So it was like really time consuming and it was just very, very challenging to say the
okay.
least.
What did you do? How did you get through it to in order to get people in there?
I didn't get people in there until after I finished, and it's honestly still not full.
Okay. So that one still has some availability left.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
But I wish I would have just listened to you and market and then get the house and all that. But yeah,
Well, you did listen. It because you marketed in Hartford, and I think you said as soon as you opened up the
Hartford
Hartford
worked.
location, it
Yeah.
filled up
hmm
in a day, right?
Yeah.
Right. For this other location though, it's just a matter of dedicating some time to do the same marketing you did in Hartford, but you got to do it
hmm
in Waterbury now to get that one filled up.
Yeah.
And then if you decide at the end of this first lease, you're like, hey, Waterbury's not working for me. This landlord partner isn't the one. You can always transition those people that you have into another home that you get from the landlord who has nicer homes, you said, in Hartford, and see
hmm
how that goes.
Yeah. His houses are really nice.
Yeah, and just focus on that area. Okay, cool. What's been your biggest excitement or fulfilling moment from opening up your independent living home?
Seeing the smile on their face when they move in and how they're able to just finally relax and they don't have to keep getting up and leaving and going from place to place. That's the best feeling.
It helps me sleep good at night.
I
It helps
really
me
love
sleep.
what I do. Like, some people hate their job, but I love it. I love giving people a place to stay. Like, it's very rewarding.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. What would you say outside of this third property that we talked about in Waterbury that you're still working on filling up? What's been the most challenging part throughout the process?
Making time to market while furnishing a house. Oh, the
Mm.
and besides that, the hardest part is finding an apartment. That's definitely the hardest part, finding an apartment.
Finding your first location or first person to say yes. But
Yes.
once you got the first one, didn't it get? Do you feel like it got a little bit easier to get the other ones?
Yeah, it did. They came like
Yeah.
this. Yeah,
Yeah,
back to
for
back.
me, yeah, for me when I got after I got the first one, that was the most challenging one, similar to you. But then after that, if anyone was skeptical or they're like, "Man, are you sure it's gonna work?" I was like, "Well, let's just take a drive," and I could show them, my at the location that's already up and running, and it
Hmm.
also boosted my confidence too throughout the
Yeah.
process because I was already doing it. It was no longer theory. So, what would you say then is something that you want to work towards? Where it's October now, you're at three locations over a short period of time. What's the goal for, let's say, the next 6 months?
The next 6 months. It's only been what, like 2 months. So
Yeah,
my 6 month goal, I don't know. I would say to have five, but I
definitely
also
doable.
don't want to move too fast. I know I can do it, but I just kind of want to relax for a little bit.
That's good. You got to go at your own pace for sure. How has things been? Maybe you could talk a little bit about that. How have things been managing the independent living home side of things, but you also still have your home care agency, correct? Yeah. How have things been kind of managing the both?
It's been really easy because I have really good people in my houses and they all get along. I gave them chores and they've all been really good about that. And I just come in once a week, see how things are going, clean if I need to clean, which I really don't because they do such an amazing job. And I have my house manager, so if there's ever any problems, which there hasn't been, thank God, he calls me. So after you get them set up and going, they pretty much run themselves.
Nice. Any tips and tricks for people who are looking to, have good people in their homes as well? What are you doing through your screening process?
On my application, I ask them like if they have any mental illness, any disabilities, criminal record, and what their charges were. I do accept criminals, but
Mm-hmm.
I just try to get a better understanding of them. And then when they come in and we meet, I talk to them, just try to really feel them out. But all of my guys, they've been really, really well, really good.
That's awesome. Sounds like you got a good group.
Yeah, they're all amazing.
What would you say to someone who's considering opening up an independent living home?
Definitely market first. That's the best advice I can give.
But Kendra, if I market first, people are case managers are gonna ask me if I have the home up and running. Like, why would I market first?
Because you want to have a list and make sure you have income to stay afloat. So you definitely have to market first. Your house can be filled in a day, or 30 days can go by and your rent can be due, and then you have to pay everything out of pocket. So definitely market first.
Absolutely. Very wise words. And it sounds like you were making cold calls. So is it safe to say because of maybe your home care agency experience or other experience you may have had in your life, are you pretty confident in talking to other people? Or are you a natural introvert and that was something you had to get over?
I'm actually an introvert. I'm very, very shy, but I do have customer service skills. So yeah.
Nice.
Uh,
Wh-
I'm
How did
shy. I'm shy, and your script definitely helped.
Okay. So you
Yeah.
use the calling script?
Hmm.
Nice. Okay, cool. You don't post a lot inside the community, but you also are, I think, a really good action taker because you've asked me a couple questions. I'll give you an answer, and you're like, boom, okay, got it. And then you just go out and start doing it.
Yeah.
And I messaged you to check in, and you're like, oh, yeah, I'm at three locations now. And I was like, what? Where was, where,
I
when did
don't
this
have
happen?
I really do not be having time. Like at the end of the night, I'll get on and I'll scroll, but it's like during the day, I'm just doing everything, moving in. Like this is my fourth time moving in 3 months, and it's just been going so fast. Everything is insane, but I got them done.
Let's go. We're going to continue to grow, continue to bless people. I'm excited to see you get to home number 5. Maybe once you hit that benchmark, we can have you back on. But really appreciate you taking the time to, share your story, how things have been going for you. Is there anything else you'd like to share to someone who's listening and, maybe they already started their independent living home and things aren't going as they would have wanted them to, maybe similar to like your Waterbury home, or someone's on the fence thinking about opening up an independent living home?
I would say do it. It's very rewarding. Hard work pays off, and don't let the landlords telling you no stop you.
You're gonna hear more no's than you do yeses, huh?
Yes,
Yep. But
definitely.
once you get that yes,
Yep, the doors just go flying open.
they start coming in. They start coming in. Awesome. Well, thanks again, Kendra. It was great connecting with you, and we'll see you next time.
All right, have a good one.